if you look at the pictures, Code of Thieves, the Code of Thieves, the ancient Code of Thieves is today called the Uniform Commercial Code. If you know the Uniform Commercial Code, if you are the trust holder, you can live off the trust and take care of yourself as long as you don't violate the principle of the trust, right? And if you don't violate the principle of the trust, only the person that can unlock the right to the trust by blood and by right can they access the trust. So now the trustee has been confronted, right? The trustees coming to find out we're imposters. The Pope was an imposter drag queen. The president was a puppet figurehead. They was all imposters. All of the Lizard Queen and all her little cronies sitting over there like they was the real royal families while the royal families of Europe hid. They hid out over here. They hid out in Switzerland. Anywhere that you heard them say a country was neutral and all of the wars was breaking out all around them, that ought to tell y'all something. That ought to tell y'all something, because all of the motherfucking money was being funneled through Switzerland. So who the fuck was in Switzerland so goddamn important that they get to stay out of World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea? They ain't got nothing to do with that shit. They stayed out of the 6-Day War for Israel. They didn't get in the Civil War. They didn't get... Who in the fuck is in Switzerland that these motherfuckers is unmolested and they don't have to take part in no wars, but everybody money have to be funneled through Switzerland? Well, they got their Swiss Army ass Swiss cheesed up for trying to motherfucking play us like we couldn't figure it out. Sooner or later, we gonna figure it out. We gonna knock on this reality in every direction until we figure out the conundrum, the scrambled egg that they said could never be unscrambled. Well, I unscrambled that motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, we got the right, we got the birthright to the land, and we got the right to the motherfucking claim. I did everything else. Now I have to have the clansmen on the land remember who the fuck you is. Call forth your leader to explain the problem. Larry got to come out and tell y'all why the chiefs on the land was not able to execute their duties by keeping the tribes of the land in order. They have to explain that to y'all. This is why they don't want them brothers out of the penitentiary. We've been at war. The war never stopped. But y'all have no concept of protracted struggle. Therefore, you're not watching the long game and ain't really paying too much attention to the short game. The only way out of this shit is us. Ain't no white man gonna come give y'all no keys to no country. That's an illusion painted by the establishment to delude you. Only by using your system, exercising your birthright to the land, in unison with your brothers similarly situated according to tribal law, the law of the land and the common law, supreme jurisdiction of the unified nations all across the land, 500 north, 500 south. That's 1,000 nations on this land, from North America to South America, to 10,000 nations, in a solid voice telling these motherfuckers we back for every fucking thing y'all owe. It ain't up to nobody else now. It's up to us if we gonna pay attention, right? I done produced the receipts. I told you who did it. Some of the motherfuckers I actually thought was some good people and I liked them, but they did the dirt. They sold us the fuck out. Yes, they did. And I don't give a fuck about what they look like. They did what the fuck they did, and we ain't happy about it. They did what they did. It's nothing personal. We fuck that shit. What do we do from here? From here, we go into the Indigenous Rights Act. I pulled it up on my Facebook video, and I read some of it. But I encourage all of y'all to read it, to explain to y'all the process of the changing over of the government back to the tribal jurisdiction. You have to know the process. So I have to explain to y'all the process by which the transition of power is currently and actively taking place, waiting on the tribal membership at large to assert their desire to restore the land, airwaves, and the waterways, and to cease and desist with all polluting of the land, cease and desist with all motherfucking kidnapping of the children, the rape and pillaging campaign, the holding hostages of the wealth of the wealthiest people on the planet. Us. Right? Us. We ain't singing the blues no more, motherfucker. We not tap dancing and we ain't asking. Once they know that we all in agreement by breaking their algorithm, they have to address the issue. There's a big ass elephant in the room with a gorilla on her back. She want her shit and the gorilla is banging on his motherfucking chest waiting for them to turn us a fucking loose to tear this bitch up. But mama didn't want us to tear it up. She wanted us to do it by the process first. And if they don't honor the process, we upset the motherfucking peace. This is where we at with it. If we do our part, they got two options. Deal with the motherfucking forces from beyond this bitch that's gonna come in and then they ain't got no weapons for, or they gonna deal with us. And I guarantee you they'd rather deal with us because they already been exposed to who they got to deal with. They already raining their satellites down. They got y'all talking, thinking it's a geostorm. That was them motherfuckers on Nibiru did that shit. Blew them goddamn satellites down so that they can't interrupt your progress. I don't even like talking about them motherfuckers up there. Because I'm trying to get y'all to focus on what's going on down here. But y'all can't even focus on down here. And them motherfuckers up there is showing y'all, they showing a natural born ass. And y'all still thinking it's the same old business as usual ass shit. They shut the fuck down HARP. That shit closed. This ain't HARP y'all seeing. This them motherfuckers up there on them ships. This ain't got nothing to do with HARP. Them niggas on them ships. I don't even fuck with them like that. Anybody know me know I don't even like to talk about them motherfuckers like that because my personal opinion is I don't believe that we pay enough attention on what's in front of us and we ain't got time to be looking up to no goddamn stars, but goddamn, I can't even ignore this shit no more. That's the part I'm pissed off about. I can't, now I gotta talk about this shit and they already think I'm crazy. Now I'm about to tell y'all about these motherfuckers shooting satellites down. They really gonna call me batty and nuts. I don't give a fuck. I got to let you know it. Whether I agree with it or disagree with it, the truth is the truth. I don't gotta like it. I gotta tell it. I don't gotta like the truth. I gotta tell it though. Because mama said, as long as I stand in the position of right, which I'm already in the position of right because I did everything my big mama asked me to do. And then if I tell the truth, I can move the universe. I'm telling y'all the God-given truth. This is us reclaiming our shit. We reclaiming our shit because we got all of the forces of nature and the galaxies behind us. But y'all got to come together in unity. That's the most craziest shit. Beware the enemy within, but come together in unity. You know who we are because wherever we at is peaceful and harmony. But when one of them come around, they trying to debate, start shit, ruffle feathers, change the narrative, split the motherfucking story, point the finger at everybody but the guilty party. Tell you don't point your finger at the guilty party because making the other motherfucker did it. No, I don't want the other motherfucker. I want the motherfucker who done the dirt. I don't want the motherfucker who he accused of doing the dirt. I want the actual dirt doer. You know, you can't be beating around the bush like that. So, I'm going to tone this down and cut it short. But listen to what I'm telling y'all. Get the word out. Shut their algorithms down. 2/22/2022. Hashtag Free Larry Hoover on all social media platforms. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you can do on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever platforms you got access to. 2/22/2022. Blow that bitch up with Free Larry Hoover all day long till they can't deny it. They can't deny it. They know who he is. It's in his file. It's in his jacket. They know who he is and they know why we knocking for him. We got to make a fuss. They say that it got to be at least 144,000 of us in the algorithm for it to flip. It might have something to do with biblical prophecy. Because I know that that's the codes that they was using for our oppression is in the biblical prophecies. And by exercising the codes from the Bible to unlock it. Free Jeff Ford. Free Larry Hoover mean the same thing. If you want to see Chief Malik Angel Bay, hashtag Free Larry Hoover 2/22/2022. It mean the exact same thing. I've been saying it from the beginning. You know. So let Lil Larry know. Somebody let Kanye know. 2/22/22. We all knocking for Hoover. And we trying to break the motherfucking algorithm with Free Larry Hoover, where they can no longer deny that the people want the chief on the land. He the spokesman for the round table of the chiefs of the land. Make him speak up. Make him speak up. Call him out. You have a right as a tribesman on the land to call any one of the high chiefs forward to explain the conditions on the land. Right? So they ignored my writ. Big Mama didn't like that shit. So she tore their ass up with weather anomalies all over this bitch. Now, we going into this next wave, the final portal. After this, then somebody gonna get their slacks jacked. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know if they're gonna continue to use weather anomalies, shooting satellites down, or they might just start blasting motherfucking people. I don't know. I don't even care. I just got to deliver the message. I don't have no confidence in the tribes people for waking up from the slumber because I know how deep the programming is. I know how it's been etched in some of our people's souls where they think the only way out is to sell out and the only way up is to motherfucking suck your way up. And I'm sad to tell you that I'm not finna do none of that shit. I'm not finna sell out. I'm not finna do that. I'm not kissing nobody ass because mama told me don't never kiss nobody ass. Right? So we just got to get on top of our game as a collective. They already gave us our shit back. That's what the whole Indigenous Act was about. The United States of America was only the 10 square miles known as Washington, D.C. The rest of this shit was tribal land. It always have been, but none of us was governing tribal land because they was killing all of the governors. The governors is the bays. And who was doing it? The dirty Moors. They walked around looking like us. I can't say no, it was them. The same niggas killed Noble Drew Ali. The same niggas infiltrated the Black Panthers. The same niggas that infiltrated the Nation of Islam. Wasn't no pale faces involved in none of that shit. Wasn't no pale face murderers to Father putting Allah up in Harlem. Wasn't no pale faces in that shit. They was coming to get their people out of this condition. And y'all, they murdered them. They murdered them to death, murdered them. Like, seriously, look, murdered them motherfuckers. Right? So, at some point, when we tell the truth and we start pointing out the ops, the real ops, the sellouts, the traitors, the cutthroats, the backbiters, you know, the murderers, the underminers, the supplanters, it might look like we dragging out some of our own. Right? And then some of our own buck dancing like they them. Because I'll pound their ass in the head. Pan-Africanism what? I've been studying Pan-Africanism just as long as anything else. And what from all of the people I speak to from Africa, first of all, they don't call themselves Africans unless they're from South Africa. Right? The only motherfuckers start doing that is the motherfuckers that's been Americanized. If they not Americanized, then they don't even call themselves African unless they from South Africa. And then they don't call themselves African, they say they Afrikaans. Pan-Africanism taught me this. Pan-Africanism brought me into contact with people from Ghana saying, y'all was already over there before them motherfuckers ever came. Y'all not from over here. Y'all originally from over there. Then I bumped into motherfuckers, scholars. I'm from motherfucking Somalia, the Sudan, Ethiopia. I done ran across them all. And they all telling me the same fucking story that my ancestors say, we ain't come on no ships. There is no record of a mass reduction in the population of the people of that land mass over there. They say they killed over 300 million slaves in the Middle Passage. Where? Where? They wouldn't have never made it over here with the conditions that they say they was in. We can't even think past that box. But I can tell you that if you overlay it, the slave ship with Notre Dame University, it'd match up perfect. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Because you know me, I like to show you sometimes better than I like to tell you. This picture right here, right in the under slave ship, this picture come up. They say we was packed like that for months. First of all, you got dead bodies on there, decaying, because motherfuckers dying from the inhalation of the fumes of the feces, the urine, the vomit. Then they don't got no drains in that motherfucker with no running water. Now they saying this is how we came the fuck over here. Come on now. But if you pull up Notre Dame University, let me show you. You gotta get the sky view. Pull up Notre Dame University sky view. And then and this is the building you get, right? But that ain't the right. I want an overhead view. Because from the overhead view, you'll realize that it was an academic construct. They did this shit to make us look real stupid, and it was working for a real long time. But mama ain't raised no fool, papa ain't raised no punk. If he tell me to go get their ass, I'm throwing them in the trunk. Damn, this motherfucker used to come right up. It don't even come up no more. Look. This is when it got struck by a ship on May the 5th, right? I I think that was 2020.